Could we be seeing Leatherface back on our screens sooner than we may? As we all know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 has had some fairly mixed reviews since it came out on Netflix. I was going to do a whole review on the film, but I wanted to kind of just sit and think about a potential sequel or where this could possibly go once, you know, a lot of people had gotten their reviews in. But my end thoughts of the film after what I've watched this twice now, the film. My end thoughts on this film after watching it 2 times now are that it's a really fun, quick slasher to put on where you don't have to think too much about the plot. There's not a lot that you really have to be locked in on. It's just a fun film with some fun and creative kills, which I do really like about it. However, this is meant to be a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and it just didn't feel like that. You know, as well as that, the movie doesn't add much at all to Leatherface and the legacy of his character. But regardless of that, the film did have a pretty impressive debut weekend. I believe it came in its second, just short of The Tinder Swindler. So, you know, the numbers were impressive, and just going off the numbers, there's definitely potential for a sequel to come in. As well as that being a factor, in a recent interview, David Garcia said, "I've actually brainstormed quite a bit about what would happen in a continuation of this story, or just another tale in this world. I have some really cool ideas that I'd love to have the opportunity to pitch if Legendary wants to make another one." He also said, "There are also things when I watched this movie that I look back on and wish I had done, so I've got those in my back pocket if I get to do another one." And of course, there's that teaser at the end of the film, so there's definitely a future to explore. Starting off, speaking about this post-credit scene, obviously Leatherface returns home, or he's walking up the, I don't know what you call it, like driveway. I feel like this was definitely a hopeful setup from the director to obviously set up a sequel and to almost tease it. I think that's pretty obvious, and we all could kind of tell that's what that was for. But in terms of how the movie ended before the credits, there's of course possibility and a story that is still able to be told. If the film does get the green light, we could continue with, I believe her name was Lila. You know, whether she's coming back for revenge on Leatherface. That's a pretty, clear route for them to go. You know, we already have a bit more character development on Lila than we would have a brand new cast again. But we could get a new cast again, as obviously David Garcia did say that it could be another tale that he tells. My genuine thoughts on a sequel just after seeing this film is mixed, but what we do now know is that unless some serious changes are made, the sequel to this still isn't going to feel like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. But what I definitely would bank on is that it's going to be a fun slasher film yet again, with some great kills, that if it is released to Netflix again, we can just put it on with friends, family, you know, you can get some drinks in. Like, it's a fun film to just watch with a group of people. You know, in terms of a sequel, it may be better that they go down the route of maybe kind of helping us work out what he's been doing since Sally escaped. You know, I find it interesting that that woman did take him in, and I'd like to see a little bit more backstory on that. But from this new film, I want to see some just better storytelling, as well as way more character development. You know, I feel as though the characters that were in this film are just so forgettable, and there was no real time in the film or space for us to build any sort of emotional attachment to any character. Even our final girl, Lila, she was fairly meh to me. We did get the little teaser into her past trauma, which I do appreciate them giving a little bit of something for us. You know, it does make you sympathize with the character for sure, and this is something that if she was to return in a sequel, I'd be interested in that being explored a little bit more as well. But obviously it's early doors at the minute. This is just kind of what's been going around. I'm definitely down for a movie, hopefully in the next 2 years, even if it is David Garcia taking it on again. I just hope from the feedback we get a much better story, and maybe even something that feels just more like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I know it's going to be hard to beat that original, near impossible. It's the same with a lot of franchises, you know, you can't beat the original. And I can appreciate that when people do make these sequels or remakes, you know, it's a difficult task to take on. But the kills were fucking phenomenal, and they were so creative. So I really hope that they keep that up if they do a new film. You know, just every kill was incredible, so creative. You know, all I hope for is that you just give us a little bit more to kind of hold on to and care about in this film. Because I feel like for this film, I didn't give enough of a shit about any of the characters to really feel much other than, okay, this is quite fun, this guy's killing a lot of people. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you want to see a Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel to this sequel, or do you think this was a hit and a miss and they should just kind of leave it at this? Yeah, let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys